All right, so let's take a look in my MyMathLab what it looks like. I'm going to click again on our course that you're now enrolled in. Let's give it a second to come up. And what you'll always see, because every assignment has a due date, all assignments are open, by the way, at the beginning of the semester. So if you would like to work ahead, even if we're not in that module yet, you're very welcome to do that. It gives you the next few assignments, usually 3, that are going to be due. And you can access them here. You can also access your homework assignments as well as your quizzes that you'll have for this class here on the left side. Let me talk about homework first. So I'm going to click on section 1.1. It's called Variables, Constants, Plotting Points, and Inequalities. You can see this assignment has 22 questions. So I'm going to click on question 1 to give you an idea of what happens. If you don't see a pop-up window here, it means that you're probably using a browser that does not allow pop-up windows. You're going to have to determine how you can fix that. On the front page of our MyMathLab site, it does say on the bottom left corner, near the bottom left corner, that there you can get help. And I'd recommend that you do that. Also email me. I can help you too. vdominguez@citruscollege.edu. So let's do our first homework question. So we want to select the correct choice. This is a pull-down menu and it's a multiple choice question. So it says a or an blank is a symbol that represents a quantity that can vary. And I can click on one of these 4 answers. For multiple choice questions, here are the question helps on the right side that you have. Here's an Ask My Instructor. I really kind of love this type of help because what it does for me is you can type in a question. I'll just say it's Mary. And then when you click send, and you see that mail was successfully sent to me, to my email address, what I see on my end is the exact problem that you are having trouble with. It looks just like this. Helps me to help you a lot. And then I think you may have heard my email. I'm not sure if you did. That was that I received the email. So the answer to this first one is a variable is a symbol that represents a quantity that can vary. You can hit enter, you can click on final check, and excellent. You can go on to the next question this way, or you can navigate through questions using these left and right arrows. You can also skip around. Say I want to look at question 5 right now. Well, for the description below, choose a variable name for the given quantity. Give 2 numbers that the variable can represent and 2 numbers it cannot represent. The height in inches of a person. So a person, remember we're asking it to choose a variable name, not a number. So a proper variable name for the height of a person could be h. That would be 1. And then I'll let you think about what could the other one be. Well, the only other variable here is pi. Let's see. Oh, they only wanted 1 here. So I'll click on h. Yeah, pi doesn't make sense because it is a variable, but it's also it's called a constant, and it's used when we're doing geometry that involves circles. And then here's where they want us to choose 2 numbers that are the variable for the height in inches of a person can represent from the following list. Okay, so it's height in inches. So negative does not make any sense. 74 inches. Divide that by 12 and you can see, does that make sense in terms of how many feet tall a person is? Feet in inches. 194 inches, probably too big, too tall. So let's try 65 because that would be someone who's 5 feet 5 inches tall, about my height. So that makes sense. Click on check answer and it gives you feedback immediately. When you have problems that are calculation problems that are not multiple choice problems, you get 5 tries. But for some of times when they're multiple choice, because you have only a certain number of possible options, you may have fewer tries. You don't need to click on save. Once you check the answer and you completed the problem, see what happens is that it puts a green check mark. So it says question 1 is complete. Why didn't it finish this problem? Because it had another part to it. We didn't finish it. Now look at the bottom left corner. All parts are showing. So let's choose 2 numbers that the variable for the height in inches of a person cannot represent from the following list. Well, again, 169 sounds pretty tall, probably too tall. If you divided that by 12, you'd get someone over 10 feet tall. I don't think that's possible. And pi would be only 3.14 and then more digits. Somebody that's 3 inches tall, not a real person. So we'll check our answer. And then I'm going to click on the X and show you that now questions 1 and 5 are completed. Let's come out of here now. I'm going to close the windows and it'll ask you, do you want to leave? And I'll click on Leave Page. You also have the ability to take quizzes in our class. There's a Chapter 1 quiz, and please notice you have 2 attempts. These are not graded quizzes. I'm sorry, they're graded, but they're not timed quizzes. So you can take as much time as you want on these quizzes. Our class has exams that are on campus, and so you'll need to read the syllabus to be very clear when you are coming to the testing center at Citrus College or another testing center that's close to you to take your exam. All chapter quizzes, we have 9 chapters in Math 140, all of them will be here in MyMathLab. You also have these sample tests and quizzes, which if you're struggling a little bit with a concept, I really encourage you maybe to, in chapter 4 or 5, take a look at these and try them out, because again, the more you test yourself, the more you review, the better you're going to be doing when you actually take that exam. There's also a multimedia library I want to alert you to. This will be the last thing we look at. I mentioned that everybody gets an ebook when you purchase the MyMathLab homework, either through the textbook bundle at our bookshop or just directly through MyMathLab. And when I click on all chapters, say I want to see chapter 2, there's lots of resources. In fact, let me select all for now. Click on Find Now. And down here you can see there's textbook sections. I'll open in a second. There's a program called StatCrunch that's a very helpful program for doing a lot of statistical type concepts. Section video lectures, these are great as well. And other videos that are specifically for certain types of concepts in this chapter 2. So let me just open the textbook so you can see how it looks. It does open a new window. Again, check on that if you're not seeing the pop-up window, because your browser is probably not allowing pop-ups. Give it a second and it will open up. And what's very nice about this is that there it goes. The ebook looks exactly like the paper book. So if you were to go to page 87 in the paper book, this is exactly what you would see. You can page around it. You can write notes. You can keep like bookmarks. It's very flexible. You can zoom in and out. You have a lot of features here. You also have every chapter, every section of our textbook. I hope that helps you. And again, feel free to email me if you have any questions. Bye.